Hello everyone, welcome to the House Coaching Institute Live. Welcome everyone. Wonderful to see you. Today we're going to be speaking English for our world audiences. And we will have a wonderful, beautiful guest, special guest today. I'm going to wait for a little bit until everybody connects. And I will ask my beautiful guest to join in a little bit. Hey, we have people around the world. That's wonderful. We have people from South America, from Europe, from the US. That's really amazing to know that we already have audiences around the world. That's beautiful. Welcome. Welcome, Poland. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today we have a very special guest. We have different subjects and topics to talk about during these lives that we're going to have on Thursdays. And today the topic we're going to talk about is a change of career. We have a lot of people wanting to become house coaches that are in different fields. We have lawyers, we have economists, and they find us and connect with their purpose and they want to become house coaches. Today we have Sylvia Zuluaga. She's from Colombia, and she was 18 years working in the marketing communications field. She was a top executive for some networks. She used to work nationally and internationally, and she now became a house coach. We have her today. I'm gonna ask her to join. Nope. Hold on a second. Are you there? Yes.
I'm here. Hi, Sisi.
Hello, Sylvia. Good morning.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Good morning, everyone. It is amazing to share this space with you and all of our community, family, and friends who I see are joining in right now.
Yes, it's really, really beautiful to have people connecting with us. This internet thing it amazes me every single time. We have people from Europe, from the US, from South America, and it's really, really heartwarming, this feeling of having people interested in house coaching and what we do. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Sylvia.
Thank you very much.
I already talked a little bit about your background, but I would love you to share your story. I know you were working as an executive in big companies for 18 years, but what I really would like you to share with our audience is how was your work, like a day-to-day work, how you felt doing it, And what was that started happening in your head, like that thought of wanting a change? How was that for you? Like, this is, I want to do something different. Like, how was that process for you? We would like to know.
Okay, first of all, again, thank you for the invitation. I am honored, not only for being a house coach and being able to be in this space, but to tell a little bit about my story and be a little bit of a motivator for those who are thinking of becoming one or of transforming their lives. I was, as you said, a marketing executive for the past 18, 20 years in the television industry. My last job was as the marketing manager for the Andes region for HBO, a very big network. And since 2016, I had been thinking about moving a step forward and being an independent and doing something different that was really my passion. And life itself helped me make this beautiful jump. And I became an independent in January 2020. That was a year ago. 2021. That was a year ago. And although I have many achievements and gratitude and many great moments of my past corporate life, I have never been so excited in this challenge I am working right now, and is transforming other people's lives after you have transformed yourself.
Okay, that's really great. And what was it that you were missing in your work? Like, what were you looking for, really? Like,
I think I was looking for many things. I think I wanted a little bit of rest, not too many airplanes, not many airports, not many meetings, not many Zoom meetings during all the day. And I really, honestly, and profoundly wanted to transform other people's lives, connecting always with the heart. I'm a very heartful person. I do everything with my heart. If my heart is not it's not involved, it's not going to work. So I found that purpose when I knew about House Coach, and it was a great challenge. I was not a designer. I was not an architect. I was totally into other type of businesses. So it was a wonderful, wonderful new experience.
let's talk a little bit about purpose, because I kind of want people to know, people who don't know us, what is purpose and what is that we talk about when we find purpose and we connect our purpose with yours and our students with the institutes. I think the word purpose nowadays is very popular, and maybe I remember when I talked to you the first time, and we talked about your job, your prior job, and what you did and everything. We found out that you had some skills, that you had some wonderful skills that you were already using in your job, like you were already good at them. And how was it that what's purpose for you? How do you see finding purpose? What is that for you?
Okay, during my corporate life in marketing, I developed some skills I use now in House Coach, like is creativity, production, and designing spaces for TV shows and broadcasts. And purpose for me is knowing that you would do for free, that it's really that it's really passion that connects with your heart. When you find that, and I have it on my wall, when I did my House Coach process, I did it with my own hands, my own purpose. So I will never forget that in order to transform someone's life, you have to have transformation itself, and you have to connect with that you want to do for others.
Mm-hmm. And now that you mentioned that, I think it's nice to talk about the when people change careers, sometimes they feel like they need to change and be a different person. Like when like you have to be somebody else to be able to change your careers. And I think it's the total opposite. It's like you become more yourself. Actually, when you are looking for purpose, you're looking for yourself. What is it that you do well for people, that you do exceptionally good? And what are those strengths? How can I use them in the work that I do? And how that impacts people and improves people's lives in a way that only I can do it. You know, like it's so individual, so unique. And I remember when we talked about that the first time, that you had to do that in your prior job, that you had to talk to your clients, connect with them, understand what they needed emotionally, and make a production that fulfilled that need in a way, and reproduce or produce an experience. That was your job, and you're doing the same thing, but you're doing it maybe with more transformation for your clients. Would you say that?
Definitely. I think that changing my career made me better. I am now able to show the Sylvia, the real Sylvia. I can show my vulnerability. I am not perfect. The world is not perfect. The day-to-day is not perfect. But you have so many skills and so many tools that can help you out, help others, and make them feel better with their places, with themselves, with their families, with their friends. So I think that obviously everyone who is thinking about changing their career drastically, as I did, I will never go back to the corporate. And after living what I have lived with House Coach, and once you know that, once you feel different, helping others in a different way, using everything that you learned in the past and during for many years, it's surely a ride, and a ride that I invite everyone to do.
That's wonderful. And I remember you talking just now about the being yourself, like being imperfect and being able to show yourself imperfect to people. I think I would like you to talk a little bit more about that, because that's a major difference from any work to do what we do. Like when you do coaching, when you work with people, when you really want to help them, it's very important that you know who you are, what your vulnerabilities are, and you show yourself to your client in the most honest way. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because I know that was a major change for you.
It was. I think, Sisi, and everybody that's tuned in, that when you are working in the corporate world, you have to go and talk behalf a company or a brand or something, and you can't show if you're weak or if there are weaknesses, or you can't open heart totally like you do it with when you're a house coach. If you don't open your heart when you're doing house coach with a customer, he's not going to react, he's not going to connect, he's not going to work. I had that experience when I did my customers, when I was doing the certification, and we'll talk about it later. But being able to be yourself as you are, because you are talking in behalf of your name, it makes a total difference.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know you. We will talk about the process later, because I want you to tell us about your experience with test clients, which is a very important part of the course when you start working with clients. But maybe we can talk a little bit about you were the first house coach that we had that wasn't trained as an interior designer and or an architect, and we wanted to have you as a student because you were really passionate about it. Like you when you heard about it, you wanted to become a house coach, and that made us think about it. Like, let's see if she can do it, if she has the skills. And we had many interviews and many conversations, and we decided
Yes.
to have you as guinea pig, because we had the purpose clear. You had the purpose clear, and you had the passion, and you had the empathy and the willingness to become somebody who changed lives. That was the purpose. So we did a trial, and maybe you can talk a little bit about how was that? How was becoming a house coach, and how is your work nowadays, not being a designer? How was that for you?
First of all, I am happy, honored, and proud to be the guinea pig of the House Coach Institute in wide world. Being the first not architect or designer and being able to become a house coach, it was definitely challenging, because I know since the beginning, and as I told you in all of the interviews I had, I was never going to learn, or it wasn't my interest to learn how to design a render or anything, but I had the tools and I had people who could work with me, which I'm doing right now. And it would be a relationship win-win. It was challenging, I have to admit, when I was doing the course and I had a design and I had to draw the things. Kirsten, she does it by hand. I'm not very good doing it in hands. However, I found the skills and technology helped me do the things. However, if you work with a team and you have a co-mate that can help you, it will definitely be a win-win and you will have no problem. This is an invitation for everybody, or anybody who is not a designer or who is not an architect. They can become a house coach if you have the skills from the beginning. You have creativity, you know how to put things in place in your house, in your workplace. So if you really have your purpose clear and you want to make it happen, it will happen.
Yes, now I take the moment to tell that now that we already had Sylvia, we created an interior design course for those people, a basic interior design course, but we teach it in a different way because we focus on the person, on the people, on the customer, on the business if it's a company, other than the design of the space. So we combine interior design and house coaching, and we have a wonderful interior design course for you, the ones that want to become house coaches and are not architects or designers. But let's talk a little bit about that, because I know you are currently working on a project with a designer. And I want you to tell people how was that interaction, because I think that's interesting, you know, like talking to designers about this, designers that have no clue of house coaching.
No.
They haven't heard from it anywhere. They only know how to design spaces based on trends, on colors, on measurements, on renders, but they haven't heard about this that we talk, that who are the people living in the space, what they need emotionally, relationship wise. So tell us a little bit about that. How was that interaction with the designer?
Okay, I am currently working with a beautiful client. She graduated from my school. Her name is Marta Castro. She is right now in the live.
Hi, Marta.
And
welcome,
no,
Marta.
Marta Sisi.
No, I'm just saying hi.
Okay. She's right now. And the first thing I have to say is that when we met each other after school, she's in the corporate world, I was in the corporate world, and then she saw everything I did, and she saw my changing, my career changing. And she called me, and I had this designer and this architect that works with me. I have two people who work with me. One of them is a house coach, is Alejandra Delgado, which we also work together. And this other architect, at the beginning, he did not know what I was telling him, because I was saying, we have to change the place. We are going to design the place, but we have to think in the emotions, in the person, not in the furniture, not if it's going to be black or white, not if it's going to be red or blue. That will come. That will come. So first of all, I thank Marta. She's a beautiful customer, open-hearted, and she is in a home. She's in a new home like 8 months ago. And what she wanted to have is she wanted a place for her to share. But the most important thing is that she wanted the place for her so that she could feel with peace, good, a beautiful place. And it is a beautiful place with a beautiful view of Bogota. And you can see the greens and the trees and everything. And we started working with Mauricio. I first did the session and the house coach with Marta. Then he explored the place. Sisi? Sisi, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you tell the story about the designer and how everything went? Okay. I'm sorry.
Yes.
These things happen.
No worries. Yes, it's technology and everybody's connected right now at this moment. So it happens.
Okay.
But yes, I did tell the story. And as a conclusion, I was saying that it has been a wonderful experience because it's not a client, it's a friend. And so it has been beautiful. She is an open-hearted, warm customer friend to work with. And I think we're going to have great results after everything we have done. And working with the architect designer and doing the house coach, it has been an amazing experience. I think it's a win-win relationship. So if there are architects and designers connected here, being a house coach will surely give you the extra mile.
Yes, and I think that this opens like a path for us as house coaches, like because architects and designers not only work on like houses and homes, they also work in construction, like for building companies, for realtors. So it's interesting that you are collaborating with one designer, because I know that we can combine a lot of skills and have happier customers, which is our purpose, right?
Right, and that is a very important thing you're mentioning, because one of my main targets and what I'm focusing on is that I am helping people with their houses, but I am also helping companies when they're selling their new apartments or their new houses. And I already have an ally. It's Century 21 Evolution. They're in Medellin, and we are working together with House Coach and with the places they are selling. So it's a wonderful business. Being able to have a house coach since the beginning when the project is starting makes the difference.
How would you say it's different? Because I would say, what is it that you give to these people? Like, what do you, what's your value to them? What would you think is the value to them?
I think that definitely we let them be themselves with their own creativity to make the space not only beautiful, but to make the space so that the space can make them feel what they really want to feel. It's not about trends. It's not about what the trends are right now. If are this colors or that colors, it's what you are going to feel when you are in that space.
Yes.
If you feel good, you'll see it beautiful.
Yes. What I would add to that, because I've seen it, that when you go to school to become an architect or a designer, you have a lot of time to learn how to design and how to make beautiful spaces, proportionate, functional, but nobody talks about the people who are going to live there when you study these careers. And that's something that we want to bring to the table as a value added to these careers, because we focus on the people. The design
Yes,
comes
definitely.
after. So the center of the whole process, the design process is the people, the families, or the person or the couples. So this is the value that we add to the process, I think. And a lot of people need this in the business. Like when you are a family finding a home to buy or to rent, you have, of course, functional needs, you have aesthetical needs, but you have emotional needs. And you basically are looking for change or for bonding or for belonging. Emotionally, there are a lot of needs that when you come to a realtor, they don't know about that. They don't ask about that. So that's a value
And
that...
definitely. And I think that is more important nowadays than it was 2 years ago. The pandemic has shown us that most of the people are now working from home. And in order for them to be happy and motivated, they have to be in a beautiful place. And they have to be in a beautiful place for them to work and for them to share with their family, with their kids, with their parents, whoever is in the house. So nowadays, the house coach is much more relevant than it could be many years ago, because that's a place where you're going to be all day long. Your own house is your own office, like where I'm right now. This is my office. This is where I live. And I have to feel very good with myself in order to be productive and happy and all these things.
And how would you say this would apply? Now, I'm thinking that you're going to work with companies and you worked for a company. How do you imagine working with corporate spaces, like doing house coaching in corporate spaces? How would you think that would help companies?
I think that if the construction companies, for example, work with a house coach since the beginning, and they know who they are going to sell the house. This is house for a family of 3 or 4. It's going to be much more easier when you also have trained the people from sales how, from the emotion, they will sell the apartment to the future people who are going to live there. It's going to make their life easier. It's going to make the process much more easier. Because every time you talk with the emotion and not necessarily with the rationality of 3 bedrooms, a living room, 2 bathrooms, it's going to be totally different. This is going to be the space where you share with your family. It's not the living room. It's a place where you share with your family. So I think that makes a great difference. We're working on it. I have told you about my projects, and I think that's going to happen. And I'm going to make it happen. And and it's gonna be a difference because people will sell completely different, and I'm sure that it's gonna help them sell more.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I'm sure you will make it happen. I have no doubt. Okay.
Hopeful. I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the process, like your process when you were doing the course and everything, because a lot of things happen there, I know. And first
Many.
would be, yeah, first maybe would be because you are a very disciplined, structured person, corporate culture. You were kind of nervous and anxious, and I want to be the best, and I want to study everything, and I want to know everything. And little by little, you started connecting with your heart and with your creativity. That's how I saw it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, it was challenging, I have to admit, because it was a new vocabulary, a new world for me. But first off, I have to admit, and I have to mention that the mentors that you have during the process, you, Kirsten, Mappy, Caro, make it easier for you. My colleagues who were
See, I'm sorry. We had technical difficulties, and I think Sylvia got disconnected. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to find her again.
We're back.
We're back. I'm so sorry.
We're back.
This never happened.
No, doesn't matter.
The day that you decide to do a live, everything happens. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
But yes, I apologize, but the conversation is very interesting, so I don't want to lose the mojo. So yes, your process. You were connecting with your purpose, your heart, your creativity, and that was beautiful.
Definitely, and that was the only way for me, for example, to make my customers open themselves and with emotions express what they wanted to have in their places. I don't know if I can talk a little bit about my test customers.
Yes, go ahead.
I worked with 3. They were completely different. I had a couple, which was very challenging. I had a mom with her little daughter who was moving from an old house to a new house. She was getting divorced. And I had a mother of a beautiful family, and she wanted to have her own space. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about the couple. And is that when I had my first session with them, I remember I showed my audio to the people in House Coach and said, and you told me, it didn't work. You have no information there. And I had been for the past hour and a half via Zoom with the 2 people, which was very, very hard. And you told me you have to go again, and you have to do it again, and you have to ask again, and do what you have to do. And when I sat with them again, I knew that what I had to do was to open my heart, my own heart, show my own vulnerability, whatever, for them to open their hearts and for them to show and to let me know exactly what they wanted to have in that space. And when I did that the second time, it worked. So now I know, because I have experienced it, that if I don't open my heart, they will not open their heart for me. If I don't show the Sylvia, the real Sylvia, they're not gonna open themselves. So it was very challenging, and as you said at the beginning, I was trying to be very by the process, by the book, in the things I was learning. And going to you, and when you and Kirsten and Karen told me, that's not the way. You have to do it. It's challenging, but that's not the way. You'll find it out. Next time I had the conversation, I know that my purpose was connecting with the heart, and I forgot about it. I still had the corporate ship. So then I opened myself, and it was a wonderful experience. But that's one of the most thoughtful lessons I learned. If you don't open yourself, your customer will never do that. He'll never do that.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And I would like to maybe make a comparison. Because I think in a lot of careers, what happens is that when you show yourself that you are better than your customer, like I know more, I'm in a different level from you, that makes a distance, creates a distance, between people. And the process is not as deep and transforming as if you show yourself vulnerable as a person. I also have my issues. I have my personal difficulties, my situations in life I need to to be loved. I need to feel that I belong. The same as you, like we are people the same. So that brings people together, and things, wonderful things happen when you do that. Like people open and share their stories in a way that are amazing, really amazing.
It is. It was one of the major lessons I learned during the process of house coach, and it's a lesson I will take for life. So it was amazing.
That's really beautiful. I'm so proud of you for doing that, because I know it's not easy.
Thank you.
Because when you live in the corporate world, you have to show yourself like nothing gets you. I'm strong. I'm Wonder Woman. I don't feel tired. I don't feel sad. You know, and then to become a house coach, you have to do the opposite.
But it is amazing, because being yourself 100% makes you, it is what it is. This is what's you, and that will be either for a relationship or with your friends or with your work, for everything. So if I show myself since the beginning with my weaknesses and with my strengths, people know how they'll fall in love with me with what I am, not what they want me to become. I can change things, of course I can, but the essence you have is the essence you have. I was born with that. I will die with that. So that's why I always say, Sisi, and I think you have heard this many times from me, is that I am not perfect, or the process is not perfect. Life itself, it's not perfect. But we have so many things to get with, so that we can make it perfect for us. It doesn't have to be perfect for them. It has to be perfect for us. If it works for us, and if you're good with yourself and you feel good with yourself, you will transmit it. When I this is a very nice thing, when I changed my career, a couple of months afterwards, people would see me on the streets or in a dinner or something, and they would ask me, what did you do with yourself? I was exactly the same. It was the way I was talking to people, the way I was showing myself, more relaxed. They said, what do you do with your eyes? I was like, nothing. So if you feel inside better, that's what you're going to show. That's what people is going to see.
That's true. That's very true. And you get energy from your work. It's not work anymore. That's how I feel it. It's like it energizes you. This interaction with real people from the heart, and you see the transformation, and you don't get tired. It's like like fuel. You want to work more.
And I own my own time. So, for example, Marta, whom I am working with her right now, if she tells me, let's meet at 10 o'clock in the morning or at 6 o'clock at afternoon, I can handle it. If I have, I can manage my own time. I work on Sundays, and I enjoy it. I get a glass of wine and I do it, and I enjoy it. Yes. I love doing what I do. I would do it for free.
That's how much you love it. Yes. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So Sylvia, I know we're running out of time, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about your company, because
Okay, yes. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yes. So tell us about Genuino.
Okay, so I'm the CEO of Genuino Home. Genuino Home is a brand, and it's the company I own, or the brand I own, since day one when I changed my career. This is a company which has two main streams. The first one is house coach. I am dedicated to house coach. I want to transform people's lives with the process of house coach. And secondly, I also got certified in a millennial method of colors, of how to communicate with people better because of the colors they have. So these are my main consulting things, which I do right now. I dedicate myself with Genuino to do everything related with consulting and communications with the colors, and house coach as my principal main core in my business.
And it has, I guess, as a business, has a purpose. Like when you started your business, you wanted to do something specific with people. Like, how was that?
I definitely want them to be, I want to help them transform their spaces with a purpose, or their lives by communicating better with the others. So it's the main purpose, connecting with the heart, changing your space, your bedroom, your house, your office, your living room with a purpose, not with a trend. And with the colors, which I'm doing right now, is how you can communicate better with other people. So that's Genuino.
That's really beautiful, Sylvia. We're gonna finish now. I apologize again for the technical difficulties, but it was wonderful to see you, to talk to you. Thank you so much. And to the people that connected and are still following us, we are gonna have, each Thursday, we're gonna have one guest, one of our house coaches talking about their experience, their process, and something that is very beautiful. The process is what we honor, because each process is unique, is perfect, and it's beautiful. So hope to see you all next Thursday for another guest. And thank you, Sylvia, again for joining us. Besos.
It was an honor. Thank you for having me. Un beso. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Ciao, Sisi linda.